Yeah. Analytics off the chain, other channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game.
I'm a headliner.
What is going on, Headliner Nation? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully everybody's doing well out there today. We've made it through another one. Yo, we're on to Friday. We're here for the weekend tailgate. Now, maybe you've checked this show out in the past. Maybe you haven't. But if you could do me a favor, we're trying to bring more spice to fantasy football. And how do we help reach more people? By hitting the like button out there. So if you could do that, we would greatly appreciate it. In today's show, we got a ton of information. Going to recap some of the most breaking news here, end of the week. Plus, got another mystery box here from Pristine Auction where we're going to see what's inside it. Plus, we're going to give away an item from last week's box. The Tailgate Chef back in the house with a new recipe here for you this week. Plus, we got a weather update with our own Tater Miles, some DFS picks of the weeks, and some point spread picks. Now, I understand you may not care about all of those topics. It's okay. There's timestamps down below for that. But now we're going to head right in to the information, and we're going to cover some of the news that has come out here later in the week, heading into the weekend, that I just want to make sure that you're aware of. And the first thing is going to be Antonio Gibson, right? A lot of people worried here end of the week that, all of a sudden he's got this shin injury and he's questionable. He's missing some practice. What are we going to do? Well, he's back at practice here today on Friday, so you should be good to go heading into the weekend. The fact that he ramped up practice here towards the end of the week is a good sign. Had he been going backwards, that's when we start to worry. So Antonio Gibson should be good to go. Elijah Mitchell, not so much for the San Francisco 49ers, in serious doubt of missing this week's ballgame. I would not count on Elijah Mitchell. It looks like, once again, Trey Sermon, the only option in this backfield. Am I super pumped about it? No. But he's still going to be one of the only guys getting touches there in that backfield, and he does have a decent floor. Unfortunately, he's probably going to have to find the end zone once again to give you a super solid day, so there is that risk there. Antonio Brown, he is off the COVID list. He's back at practice with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are going to be in New England facing off against the Patriots. So we got former Patriots Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, and Antonio Brown, who was there for a hot minute, right? But all three of those guys going back to New England, I have a feeling they're gonna stomp on the gas pedal here this week. And Rashad Bateman has been activated. He's definitely someone who, if he's available in your league, go take a look and see if you have anybody that's on your bench that really isn't producing, somebody that you're kind of just stashed anyway. I would love to stash me some Rashad Bateman. He had a great connection with Lamar Jackson here in the offseason. Go pay attention to that. Marlon Mack. What about Marlon Mack? A lot of people see his name out there in the news because they're kind of shopping him, right? Is he going to go somewhere else? But here's the deal. Marlon Mack, no matter where he goes, isn't going to be some high-end, top-tier running back. He's going to be in a committee somewhere on a team that probably has other options in the backfield where he's not going to just jump right into the starting role, right? There's very few teams out there that have a open running back one slot on their depth chart. Plus, this guy's still coming off major injury. We don't even know if he is what he used to be. I'm not getting too overly excited about Marlon Mack. Steelers. For all you Steelers fans out there, your offensive coordinator is completely lost. Matt Canada says they're just going to keep doing what they've been doing. Has he been watching? Because Big Ben looks bad. They need to try to keep him in the pocket, develop more quick screens, more quick routes, because this dude is just not mobile enough. He's out there tripping over his own 2 feet. He's making bad decisions. The throws have no zip behind him. There's issues, and they really need to look at addressing them here going forward. Keeping it the way it is isn't going to help them win any ball games. Last night, James Robinson is motherfucking back. He's a banger. We love ourselves some James Robinson. It's about damn time, Urban. Urban Meyer finally figured it out. You know what? Maybe I should give the ball to James Robinson. Like, he's pretty good, right? Yeah. So we had Carlos Hyde, who did not play. He was a healthy scratch last night. I guess he was, quote unquote, healthy scratch. But James Robinson looked good. And this is exactly what we wanted, right? When Travis Etienne went down with injury, we expected the same 2020 James Robinson to show up in 2021. He did last night, and he looked great, and I have no reason to believe that they're going to all of a sudden abandon it now going forward when it's some of the most success they've found. Plus, they lost DJ Chark in the passing game, maybe a few more check down passes going the way of James Robinson. Super pumped to have 2020 J-Rob back. What about Lamar Jackson? A lot of people worry that he was missing practice here end of the week. Don't worry, he's back at practice today on Friday in line to play. He should be good to go. And lastly, Dalvin Cook, another big name people are really paying attention to. Well, he practiced on Friday, so we're hoping that he's trending towards playing. Pay close attention to this one, though, because he could be one of those guys that's just a late game scratch where they don't want to risk it going forward, being that they have a very capable backup in Alexander Mattison. So make sure you pay close attention, all the Dalvin Cook owners out there, to see what his status is as we head into the ball game here in week 4. But now is the time that we've gone through the breaking news for the end of the week. It's time to open up the mystery box. But before we open it, we have to give away an item from last week. So if you watched the rankings videos yesterday, which you should have, my quarterback and running back rankings, I said, hey, if you're interested in an autographed Josh Jacobs jersey, I have one. I'll just give it away here this week. So I mentioned it in that episode. And you know what? I'm going to announce the winner right now. I've already contacted them here on YouTube. It's Eagle Eye. He said, hey, Jake, big fan. I heard your giveaway on the channel and wanted to try and win it for my big brother. He's been sick for a while, and he's been a fan of the Raiders since they were in LA. So the jersey is a perfect gift for his birthday. Awesome, Eagle Eye. We have you a signed Josh Jacobs jersey here. I've already contacted you. Send me an email. We'll get you hooked up here and send that out. But this is what we're going to be doing going forward. So make sure, focus, pay close attention here for a second. Every single Friday, I'm going to open up a mystery box with a couple items from Pristine Auction. They're hooking us up here this year. And then on the following Thursday, on my ranking shows, I'm going to announce which items I'm giving away. On those shows, all you have to do is leave a comment down below, hit the like button, and then sign up for a free account on Pristine Auction. But when you sign up for that account, use referral code HEADLINERS. That's going to make sure that you can get qualified to win one of these. So when I pick a winner, this is how it goes down. I pick a winner. I send you an email and say, hey, send me your information so we can get it shipped out. I then turn that over to Pristine Auction. They verify that you have that account set up with the promo code HEADLINERS, and then we ship it out to you free of charge. It's going to happen every single week for the remainder of the year. So do us a favor. Head over to Pristine Auction and create that account now, because you never know when I may just choose your random comment and get you a free piece of autographed memorabilia. So definitely looking forward to doing that all season long. Pristine Auction is a great site, right? You can find all kinds of things. You can find current players, old players, footballs, pylons, cleats, helmets. That is a 1980, where's it at? Right here. This is a 1982 John Elway Sports Illustrated when he was in college that's autographed. The thing is almost as old as me. That is absolutely nuts. They have all kinds of great stuff out there. You can get items for as low as $1, thousands of items a day. Definitely worth checking out and setting up a free account. Doesn't cost you anything. Plus, we're going to send you a $10 off coupon off your first purchase just for signing up. So definitely make sure you do that, because we got giveaways coming every single week. But now is the time. All right. So now, you know, last week we got ourselves a huge box that was full of all kinds of things. That's not going to happen weekly. That was kind of kick it off to get everybody excited. But this is this week's box. It's not small. That's what she said. But it's definitely got some weight to it, right? There's something good in here. Has not been opened yet. I'm not going to try to show, because it's got my label on it. I don't want to give that away. But it is labeled as week 4. So this is what we're opening here for week 4. Now, just a reminder, whatever is in this box, I'm going to give at least one of these items away in next Thursday's show. So make sure you stay subscribed, because you don't want to miss it out. Now, let's open this bad boy. Let's see what we got. It's like Christmas. Love this stuff. All right, I'm not going to look. But there's something on top. I'm not looking. I don't even know what's in here. I got a piece of tape on my hand. First item. Feels like a jersey. This jersey is, that is a autographed Deebo Samuel San Francisco 49ers jersey. That is sweet there with the red, very legible signature. I like it. He just puts Deebo S. Deebo's is what he goes by, just Deebo's. But this is an autographed Deebo Samuel jersey out of the mystery box. I like that. Some people probably going to want the Deebo Samuel jersey. Whew. I like that. What else we got? It's like Christmas. I got some. If you want some awesome bubble wrap, anybody out there moving, maybe I'll send you some bubble wrap. Who knows? Different kind of bubble wrap. We're an equal opportunity bubble wrapper around here. Ooh. It's a big box. What do we got here? Oh. It's a helmet. It's a full-size helmet. Any guesses of who it may be? It's wrapped. It's wrapped. Oh, I gotta. Let's take it out. I don't even know. It looked like it was a 49ers logo. Did we go double niner? Did I catch a niner in there? Oh boy. This is sweet. We got the alternate black. Get out of there. Full size San Francisco 49ers helmet signed by, where is it at? Right there. And in case you don't know, Brandon Ayuk in the doghouse to start the year, right? But he's starting to come on strong. That is a sweet alternate helmet there. The black, the matte black with the gold. Signed Brandon Ayuk, certificate of authenticity right here. Got the 49ers in the back. Warning, not a real helmet. Don't play with this. But yeah, this is sweet. Are we giving this away next week? This is nice. This would look good on my shelf, don't you think? Is it next to the Jarvis helmet? No? Okay, well, we'll find out. Great item right here. Like I said, either the Deebo Samuel jersey, just to make sure. It's supposed to only be like 2 things a week. Yes, perfect. Okay, awesome. This is sweet. We went double niner. We got a niner this week with the helmet of Brandon Ayuk and the jersey of Deebo Samuel. Now, one of these items will be given away on a show next week on Thursday. So make sure, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, because they're hooking us up all year long. I already got more boxes. Look I got more boxes for more weeks. They just keep sending me stuff from Pristine Auction to give away to you guys. So totally looking forward to that. A lot of fun. Stay tuned, right? Because I'm sure we got some bangers coming up here in the coming weeks. But that's always fun to do. That's like Christmas for me. I feel like a kid. I'm a very old kid at heart. But having all this fun, having all this excitement, opening up these awesome things, I'm getting hungry. You know what that means. It's time to head over to the Tailgate Chef and see what he's got cooking for week 4.
Yeah, you're gonna. If I'm gonna continue, you're gonna have to get one of those. I just can't. I can't work on this. Where's my chair at with my name on it? Hey, everybody, this is John here with the Fantasy Headliners Tailgate Pick of the Week. This week we're gonna be doing a little different twist on a BLT, but instead of a regular tea, we're gonna do a fried green tomato with a honey mustard sauce. Y'all come on and check it out. All right, so we're gonna start off with these fried green tomatoes. So I'm gonna make a little egg wash here. So when we batter these things, got a little milk, about a cup of milk. 2 eggs. I'm gonna whisk that up real good. And what this right here will do is just help give you something for your batter to stick to on the tomatoes. I got some tomatoes here, green tomatoes. Now when you pick a green tomato to do this with, you don't want one that's overly ripe or underly ripe, too green. You want one that's starting to turn a little bit, but with still got a firm center for the frying. All right, right here, I got 2 cups of all-purpose flour and a cup of yellow cornmeal. And to that, I'm gonna add salt and pepper. And I'm gonna go pretty heavy on this, fresh ground salt and pepper. All right, we're gonna start off, take these tomato slices, we'll roll them in our dry stuff, get a pretty good little coating on them here. We'll go to our wash. Let some of that excess drain off. We're gonna set these to the side. We wanna let them dry just a little bit before we put them in the grease. All right, now we're gonna whip up a little honey mustard here to put on this sandwich. Adds a good combination of kind of sweet and savory to go with the salty of the bacon and the acidity of the tomatoes. Got a little Dijon mustard, mayonnaise, honey, and just a pinch of red cayenne pepper. Give it a little bite there on the end. Whisk that all up together. All right, now we'll put our bacon on the grill. We got some thick cut bacon here we're gonna lay on here. While that bacon's starting to do its thing, we'll put these tomatoes in. I got this oil over here about 350 degrees. It's one of the good things about these Blackstones. They're so versatile. You want to fry something like this, when you really want to fry it and need the oil, put my cast iron skillet on there, put my oil in there, turn it up. Got bacon going over here. Very versatile, really good things. I really enjoy cooking on them. All right, my tomatoes is about done over here. About 10 minutes or so. Just looking for a nice, even, golden brown. I'll pull them out. Put them over here to the side. Let them drain, cool just a little bit. Got some toast going here. A little butter on there. All right, got my bacon done. I like my bacon to still have just a little flop to it. I don't like it too crunchy. You can do it how you like it. And now we'll put this sandwich together. Got my tomatoes here. Let them cool a little bit and drain. A couple slices on there. And on that, we'll drizzle a little bit of our honey mustard on there. Put our bacon on there. A little lettuce. There you go. Fried green tomato BLT with a honey mustard sauce. Hope you enjoy it.
All right, awesome. Now, full disclosure, I don't sit up here and lie about things. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a big tomato guy. I had never eaten fried green tomatoes. To me, honestly, on the inside, sounded pretty disgusting. When John came over and was like, hey man, this is what we're cooking, I was like, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna pass on this one, John. But I've always told him I will always try it, right? I'll always take a bite of it, but I can't promise you I'm gonna like it. I'm not a seafood guy, I don't like seafood, so I told him that going into all this, hey man, just so you know, if you make it, I probably won't eat it. There's just certain things, but I'm honest, I'll try anything. I took a bite of it, that damn thing was delicious. And I ended up eating the entire sandwich. Now, is it weird still, like mentally, for me to eat a fried green tomato sandwich? It is. Like, to me, it's just like, that just doesn't sound appealing to me. That's not something that I really want to ask for to eat. And I wasn't like overly starving where you're at the point where you just eat anything. So I figured I'll try it. Delicious. It doesn't, you may not think it sounds good, but try it. And when you fry, anything fried is pretty much good, right? So try it out. That is definitely amazing. But now it's time to go ahead here into the weekend. Let's check out the weather, head over to our own weatherman, Tater Miles, and see if there's any games affected by some bad weather here this week.
You've got to be kidding me with these dogs, tell you what. This is Tater Miles coming to you live with the weekend weather report. Now, before we get into it, I tweeted out, if you don't follow me, it's at TaterGoneWild on Twitter. But I tweeted out, what's your favorite beer? And I want to start doing some beer reviews here with the Fantasy Headliners. So today we're trying out a beer. And this beer is the Carlsberg Premium Elephant Pilsner. Now, my favorite beer, Bud Light. And I don't know what this is going to be like compared to that. But, I said on my tweet, one sip, everybody knows the rules. I've seen that before with other stuff, so we're going to try it with this beer. So here we go. Well, that's actually not too bad. Do you think they made it with elephants? It says it's pale gold in color. Pale gold. And elephant is rich in malty character with a hint of caramel, balanced and satisfyingly dry bitterness. Once enjoyed, never forgotten. So you only enjoy it once. They were right. That's a Carlsberg Premium Elephant. I'm going to give it like a 6.5. Listen, if you have a favorite beer, put it down in the comments, and we're going to be reviewing some more beers throughout the season as we go along. All right, for this weekend's weather report, I decided I wanted to do something a little bit different. We've got several games with some chances of rain. First one we're going to talk about is the Buccaneers at the Patriots. And it's going to be a good game. I'm excited to see Brady and Gronk get their revenge on old Bill Belichick. It's looking like it's going to be about 62 degrees come game time and about a 30% chance of rain. So, with chances of rain, it's always, a chance, So I decided I'd do something special today. And we're going to show what a 30% chance of rain looks like. So what I've done is I have filled up this coffee cup now with about 30% full. Let's see what this is like for a 34% chance of rain, and we'll see how each game goes. So let's see. That wasn't too bad. I'm a little wet, but not very. Next game, Steelers at the Packers. It's going to be about 63 degrees and a 39% chance of rain. So what I'm going to do here is measure out 36, 37, 38, 39, and let's see what that 39% chance of rain, if that's going to do anything. Hope this wasn't expensive, Jake. Okay, next game we got the Lions playing the Chicago Bears, and the temperature I'm real excited about. It's looking like game time temp is going to be 69 degrees. And we're going to have a 33% chance of rain. I'm anticipating this being a little more of a sideways 33%. So let's try this one. Something about that one got me. It must have been the 69 degree. Please, is this over yet? I think I almost drowned. The Texans at the Bills. Let's see here what the weather is going to be like. 59 degrees, a little more chilly, with a 44% chance of rain. For now, this has been Tater Miles with your weekend weather report. Headliners, 44% chance.
Does anybody else agree with me out there that Tater Miles is like a national treasure at this point? He needs to be protected at all cost. Dude is epic. I'm so glad he joined the team here this year. But now maybe you want to dip your toes in a little bit of DFS. Maybe you want to help set some lineups here for some DraftKings or something this weekend. Don't you worry. We got you covered. Our own Justin Freeman from Run the Sims back in the house helping break down some great plays for you this week.
What's up, headliners? Justin Freeman from runthesims.com, and once again we are going to go lightning round style through the DFS DraftKings main slate here this Sunday for week 4. Before we hop into that, a quick announcement that over at runthesims.com this week and this week only, we are allowing anybody, and I mean anybody, even you, with a free subscription to hop on in and use all of our tools completely free. Just go to runthesims.com, get a free account. Everything is completely free for the weekend. That's the optimizer, simulator, player prop tool, you name it. Whatever you want over at runthesims.com, completely free. Just get you a free account. Cost you absolutely nothing, just your name and your email address. Hop on over there. Enough of the sales pitch. Let's get into what you came here for, which is the big plays here for the week. Hopping in on Sunday, DraftKings main slate. Let's hop on in over here and look at the player pool. And my favorite way to sort the player pool here is by optimal rate. Optimal rate is telling us exactly how often a player appears in the perfect lineup on DraftKings based on what we know going in to the slate. And number 1 here on our quarterback list for the week, Josh Allen going up against the Texans. Josh Allen leads the way in raw projection and optimal rate for us this week. $8,000 for Josh Allen's price tag. Pretty hefty, however, pretty great situation for him going up against this Texans team. Looks a little rough. They're 16.5 point favorites. Now, some people will say, well, that means the game won't shoot out. We won't get to see sort of ceiling game from Josh Allen. But we just saw that happen last week against Washington, in a game where the Bills just ran roughshod over Washington. Josh Allen still got there because he gets there in so many ways. Just give me Josh Allen when we know he's going to put up or when the team is going to put up 35 points. Like, yeah, that's a good situation for your quarterback to be in. Granted, he may not get a ton of fourth quarter points, but quarters 1 through 3, still enough to get him there. His raw projections out of this world for this week, and his 10.8% optimal rate leads all other quarterbacks by quite a good bit. There's a clear second tier behind him in terms of Dak Prescott, $6,700 against the Panthers, and Patrick Mahomes, $8,100 going up against the Eagles. We just saw the Eagles and Cowboys square off last week, so we'll see Patrick Mahomes, what he can do against that same Eagles defense. That, I think Dak Prescott played better than people want to give him credit for. His fantasy score was a little subpar, but just keep in mind that he was one very iffy goal line carry away from possibly having another 6.1 fantasy points added to his total, which would have changed things completely in terms of perception. But we aren't seeing them throw the ball as crazy as we had before. They are leaning a little more in the ground game. They found a little bit more success there on the ground. I could see them going back to that, but the Carolina defense is a little bit tough. Carolina offense, however, is going to make this game a bit more of a shootout. So I do like the spot in general for Dak Prescott at $6,700, a good salary savings type of guy for us to potentially get to. Patrick Mahomes, $8,100. I mean, it's Mahomes. He's in play every single week. Going up against the Eagles, I'm not truly scared there. We can certainly consider playing him, but I think the thing to keep in mind on this slate is there's no obvious values, at least not at the time that we're recording this. There's no major injuries to star players that open up some super cheap options so far. Now, granted, when the Friday injury reports come out, that could very well change. So we may need some options to become available for us to consider getting all the way up to some of the higher priced quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts, $6,900, the other side of the Philly-Kansas City game. So at $6,900, you're obviously not needing as much from him as you need from Patrick Mahomes to pay off in terms of salary. Hurts a variety of ways to get there, as is Kyler Murray at $7,800. Murray's been sort of the locked in, one of the best options week in, week out at the quarterback position so far. And going up against the Rams, we just saw Brady struggle against the Rams, so there's a little bit of cause for concern there. But we love when our players are dual threat. That's exactly why Tom Brady has such a high bust rate, even though he can absolutely torch you as well. There's a good opportunity for him to show a really small floor since he doesn't have the ability to scramble for 70 yards the way Kyler Murray does. So at $7,800, he's certainly in play. Let's move on over to the running back position, where tops of the leaderboard so far this week, Alvin Kamara, $8,400. Going up against the Giants. Pretty good matchup there for Kamara. I like the spot in general, and I think Kamara is starting to show that he's got a role in this offense in New Orleans that we've not seen him have before. Tony Jones Jr., sure, he's a part of the offense, but he is not playing the Latavius Murray role at all. It's like a 50% version of Latavius Murray, and that means that Alvin Kamara is getting more touches and more playing time, more snaps on the field than he's ever gotten in the course of his career. $8,400, don't overthink it. Tremendous floor, tremendous ceiling for Alvin Kamara. Darrell Henderson is going to completely hinge on his health, but at $5,600, if he's playing, I'm absolutely smashing him in my lineups. Going up against the Cardinals, that's he's completely underpriced there at $5,600. He's a guy that Sean McVay so far this season has rode a single running back in each one of those games until they've gone down. So week 1, it was all Henderson. Week 2, it was all Henderson until he got hurt, and then it was all Sony Michel. And week 3, it was all Sony Michel. So I believe they'll go back to Henderson, give him the feature back role going up against the Cardinals. Rams are playing fantastic offensive football at the moment. Number 3, DeAndre Swift, $6,200, going up against the Bears. Swift, super involved. He's becoming sort of a light version of Alvin Kamara in the way he's used in the passing game. Like, we've seen him notch north of 20% target share, which is a number typically for like wide receiver 1s and 2s. And he's getting that at the running back position because Detroit has nobody else to throw the ball to. $6,200, you can get him in your lineup. $4,900 for Cordero Patterson, the converted wide receiver. I think the fact that he wears the number 84 makes it really tough for us to soak up the fact that he's been a running back in the NFL for years now. It's been a long time since he's been exclusively a wide receiver, and that has to change how we think about him. He's playing all facets of the run game, including coming out of the backfield for passes. Going up against Washington, we just saw them get torched by the Bills. The Washington defense has been completely underwhelming so far this year, and Patterson, being so involved as the sort of the 1B to Mike Davis's 1A, makes him interesting there at that price point. $8,800 to get up to Derrick Henry this week, but man, what a spot going up against the Jets. Another situation where the Titans are favored by 6.5 on the road. Do you expect Derrick Henry to continue playing throughout 4 quarters? It may not matter. I mean, they have nobody left to throw the ball to in Tennessee. Julio Jones looks like he's doubtful to play this week. A.J. Brown looks like he's doubtful to play this week. Anthony Ferguson hasn't played in the last couple weeks. So this could mean that Derrick Henry in the run game just gets featured heavily. They don't try to overcomplicate the game plan going up against the helpless Jets. That'll do it for running back. Let's talk about wide receivers next. And as we look at receiver, it's Davante Adams. No surprise there towards the top of the list. We're seeing a bunch of expensive wide receivers up here. Davante Adams, Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson starting to get elite volume here in his second year, starting to look more and more like some of those elite level target shares that we've seen from DeAndre Hopkins and Davante Adams and some of those guys. We're seeing some of those younger players take that next step forward, like Metcalf, like Justin Jefferson, even Cooper Kupp. Obviously has taken a huge step forward, the number 1 overall fantasy receiver so far this year, $7,800 going up against the Cardinals. Certainly priced up closer and closer to being the wide receiver 1 that he's playing like so far this year. Number 4, Tyreek Hill. Don't forget about Tyreek. I think the time everybody forgets about Mahomes and Tyreek, that's about the time things start going crazy. Going up against the Eagles, no worries there. DK Metcalf, I mentioned him briefly in passing, $7,200 going up against the 49ers here this week. Metcalf and Jefferson just really stood out to me as I was doing research throughout the week as sort of younger players who are really taking the next step in terms of target share. They could all get there. Let's lastly look at the tight ends where, it's Travis Kelce at the top of the list, $8,100. And then obviously it's a big step down towards the next tier of guys. And George Kittle is starting to get priced more and more like a mediocre mid-range tight end 1. And that's sort of how he's been playing, right? $5,900 for him against the Seattle Seahawks this week. It's a mediocre spot, but this is a game that could potentially get a little bit high scoring as well. We just saw the Vikings sort of move the ball at will against the Seahawks last week. Kittle's yet to get super involved in the game so far this year. That could change here this week against the Seahawks. Noah Fant going up against the Ravens, $4,300 gives you a nice mid-price, low-price option there if you're needing to spend in that range. Dalton Schultz broke out last week for a 2-touchdown performance against the Eagles. He'll get the Panthers, good player to possibly pair Prescott with if you need to save a little money. And then lastly, Kyle Pitts rounds out our top 5. Don't forget about him. He's had multiple quiet games now, and his target shares dipped a little bit. However, Matt Ryan's got to throw the ball to somebody. He and Calvin Ridley are the only 2 players that look even remotely close to playmakers in this offense. So I think they have to consider being heavily involved here in this game. That'll do it for our Week 4 breakdown of the DraftKings main slate. Again, make sure you work your way on over to runthesims.com. Get you a free subscription. Enjoy the tools for all of Week 4. Been a pleasure, guys. We'll see you guys next week. It'll be Week 5. The season is already starting to blow by fast. Talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Justin. But now it's time to maybe you want to bet on the actual games. You want to not pick individual players. You don't want to get into all that. You just want to bet the point spreads. Got you covered there as well. Chris Chouse back in the house talking point spreads for Week 4 NFL football.
What is up, Headliner Nation? Back again for Point Spread Picks, week number 4. Week 3 is in the books. We took one on the chin last week, and I mean, you know what? It happens, okay? We have good weeks. We have bad weeks. This is the NFL, man. This is why they play the games. You don't know. We don't have a crystal ball. We only know what we know today, and we make our predictions. Nevertheless, our season record is 24-24, so we're still on the even, which is a fantastic thing. But let's dive in rapid fire once again. Week 4. 4 point spread picks. Let's do this. First game I got is Washington minus 1.5 traveling to Atlanta. The defense of Washington is the major concern. They've been underwhelming the entire season. They should get back on track here. I am banking on it because their defense is far too good to be held in neutral. Atlanta did prove they could move the ball last week against the Giants, but I'm still not convinced. That defense is porous, and the Washington football team just needs to do and move that ball, and I think they're going to come out on top with this one. Get a couple turnovers on this Atlanta Falcons offense. Minus 1.5 Washington is where I'm going. Next game is Houston at Buffalo. Minus 16 for the Bills. My Bills. This is the biggest spread of the week. I mean, the Bills look to have found their mojo, and I mean, they're moving the ball beautifully on offense. They're playing extremely good defense, and I feel sorry for this rookie Davis Mills this week because he is going to get the bum rush coming at him. I'm telling you right now, man. Hate the points. I can't stand double-digit points on spreads, but I'm still going to go with my Bills. Minus 16, I'm going to take it on the gamble. Next one is Detroit at Chicago. The Bears favored at minus 3, and I don't know how. After we saw last week's performance, 46 total yards for this offense. Matt Nagy's head is being called for in Chicago, but the Bears, I mean, they're in turmoil. Who's going to play quarterback this week? Injuries to Justin Fields, injuries to Andy Dalton. Is it going to be Nick Foles? The Lions, man, they're not as bad as people think they are. They're going to compete, just like they did with the Ravens. Yes, they got some luck, but they're going to compete. Even though this is in Chicago, I am gambling because I have no faith in the Bears right now, in their coaching staff. I'm going Detroit plus 3, even if they lose. Carolina at Dallas is the next one, minus 4.5 for the Cowboys. Carolina has looked great on both sides of the ball, but is it because of subpar competition? It is possible. I am a huge fan of the Carolina Panthers defense. I think they are very good, very strong, and people need to take notice. This offense in Dallas is humming. They are starting to use the ground game with both Zeke and Pollard. Dak is looking phenomenal. I mean, this to me isn't a gamble as much as a lot of people think it will. I'm going with the Cowboys at home, minus 4.5. They have just looked too good to bet against right now. Indianapolis at Miami. The Dolphins favored at minus 2. Indy is at 0-3 right now. Not a good thing. Struggling on all sides of the ball. Carson Wentz did finish that game. I mean, they didn't look great overall, but I mean, this defense should be able to do something against Miami. Miami tried their best last week, took it to overtime, still lost that game to the Vegas Raiders. I mean, this is a very, very difficult contest for me to predict, but I think Indy, well, there's no way Indy's going 0-4. I'm taking the Colts plus 2. Next one is Cleveland minus 2 at Minnesota. Cleveland has looked very strong on defense, as we expected. Okay, now they're starting to find their groove, and they're moving, and they're hitting, and J.O.K., this rookie, he is doing damage. I love this defense in Cleveland. Minnesota, on the other hand, they looked impressive, man. They have been impressive with Kirk Cousins. He looks great playing some of his best football in his entire career. This is probably the toughest contest on the Week 4 slate to predict. I'm going to roll with the Cleveland Browns. Let's go Brownies, minus 2. New York Giants at the New Orleans Saints. Saints get a big favor, minus 7.5 from Vegas. The Big Blue are seeing way too many injuries. It seems like all their wide receivers going into the medical room. They're going to have to go Kenny Golladay and Kadarius Toney this week, likely because of the hamstring injuries to their other wide receivers. The Saints have looked both good and awful this season so far. Who will come to play this week in New Orleans? It's tough to tell, right? But I think this is going to be the Alvin Kamara show. They're going to do a heavy dose of Alvin, and I think this is what's going to carry them over the top. I hate the spread, but I'm going to pick it minus 7.5 for the Saints. Tennessee minus 7 traveling to New York to face the Jets, and the Jets have just been horrendous. And I mean, I thought, enough to get points on the board to kill some spreads. They are just lost. And we expected this new coaching staff, new rookies all over the field. They're not together yet, so this is a very difficult team to even give points to and to say they won't get killed by spreads. Tennessee potentially without, they're going to be without A.J. Brown, potentially without Julio Jones. They're going to run this rock all day long. King Henry, he could see 250 yards in this game. Like, legitimately, he's going to have to run. No Marcus May for the Jets. That opens the door for Henry to run and gallop all day long. Tennessee, easy for me, minus 7. Kansas City, minus 7 at Philadelphia. So they take their struggles on the road to Philly. I mean, this is a must-win early for the Kansas City Chiefs. Based on how their division is going, they sit 4th in the AFC West, which is absolutely crazy. The Eagles showed showed us that they have been somewhat figured out already. Not running the ball, trusting Jalen Hurts to be something like Kyler Murray, he's not there yet. The coaching staff needs to understand that, and they need to do this ASAP to rectify their troubles. Philly, it's going to be a tough win in your own house. -7, I don't like the points on the road, but Kansas City's going to be pissed, and they want to get that win. They need to get that win. I'm going with the Chiefs -7. Arizona takes their talents to LA Rams, -4 for the Rams. Zona looks up and down last week a little bit, but they still did enough late in that game to cover the spread, which was great. Facing the Rams, great defense, and this offense can score at will. We saw what Matthew Stafford can do versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think this is going to be another very interesting contest, but I think a lot of points are going to be scored on the board both ways. Very tough contest as well to predict. I'm taking Zona +4.5, hoping this game is going to end in a field goal result, man. Next one is Seattle at San Francisco, 49ers -2.5. The Hawks continue their quick start to score points, and then they continue to drop the points as the game wears on. This is a big problem. They are running the ball, going deep, but again, this is a big problem. Seattle, you are not putting it all together for a full 60 minutes. The 49ers have been somewhat up and down as well, but they still look good to me. Their balanced approach of running and playing good defense, I think they are the team to beat here. Russ is going to throw. He's going to continue to throw, and the Hawks might pull this one out, but I got to go with the 49ers -2.5 until Seattle shows me something else. Baltimore at Denver, taking their talents to the mile high. Denver's favored at -1, and I think this is crazy. This is a bait spread by Vegas. They really don't know. It's basically a pick'em contest. Denver's defense has been stellar so far, but the competition hasn't been great, so take that with a grain of salt. Teddy Two Gloves, he's moved the ball well with the help of the running game, and this is what he requires, a great run game to set up that play-action pass to get it going. Baltimore missed big plays last week. Otherwise, that game would have been out of control. They didn't need that late second field goal. I think that they will rectify their issues against this strong Denver defense. In the mile high, Baltimore will play their butts off. I'm taking Baltimore +1. Pittsburgh going to Green Bay. The Packers favored at 6.5. Steelers have looked terrible so far. Even in their week 1 win contest against the Bills, they did not look good. Big Ben has seen better days. The age is showing, and it's not a good sign. TJ Watt may not suit up in this contest as well, which is another major, massive negative for them. But Green Bay, they got back on track again last week, winning that late in San Francisco. So, for me, even though, you can have question marks on Green Bay, I think they're going to be far too much to handle for Pittsburgh, and the Pittsburgh offense is definitely hurting. -6.5, I'm going Green Bay. Sunday Night Football, the game we've all been waiting for, man. The dandy Tommy Touchdown comes home to New England to face in Foxborough to face his old team. Brady is going to be geared up like a mother for this one. We know this. He doesn't need a lot to get motivated, and this is one he definitely is going to want to stick it to. Bill Belichick and his former club. New England will be able to compete to some levels. I like Mac Jones. I think he is very good, but turnovers have started. This is going to happen with rookies. They're going to have their growing pains, but for me, Tommy Touchdown is going to roll. He will not care. He's going to put up as many points as possible. I'm taking Tampa Bay -7. Monday Night Football to close out the week. The Las Vegas Raiders going to LA to face the Chargers. Chargers favored at -3. Vegas continues their winning ways in overtime. This is their second game they've won in overtime. They look good. They stumbled a little bit to Miami last week. This is why I kind of think that this is going to be a get-set game for the Vegas Raiders. The Chargers, on the other hand, this culture change looks phenomenal. This is everything I was wanting to see for the Chargers coaching staff. Change everything in this locker room. Make these players understand that they are extremely talented and coach the game properly. This is what we see for the Chargers. This is going to be close, but I cannot bet against Herbert and the Bolts. They are moving in the right direction, and I love this team overall. -3 for the Chargers. But that's it. There you go. That is Point Spread Picks week number 4. Get that money. I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully we do better than last week, but we'll see you next week. I am out.
All right, and that's the Tailgate episode. We got you covered all week long, right? We talked waiver wire, we talked start sits, rankings, injury updates, late minute news here during the week, some giveaway items. I like the longer this show went on, the more I was staring at the helmet, and I love the matte black look with the gold lettering. I like this a lot. This is sexy. But make sure you get that account that free. It doesn't cost you anything to head over to Pristine Auction, set up the account, use the promo code Headliners. That's super important to make sure you do that so you can be eligible for these. And then next week when I tell you what item I'm giving away, all you got to do is leave a comment and like the video and you're set. You're good to go to be entered in at these weekly. This is not monthly. This is not like, maybe by the end of the year we'll give something away. No, every single week, a member, or not a member, I can't give away people in the community. That would be like, that's like illegal. But I can give away memorabilia, something in my office, something I received from Pristine Auction. Trust me, we're all here for the community to try to breed some positivity and have fun talking fantasy football. So make sure you set up that account because I love spreading the wealth each and every week. And thank you to Pristine Auction out there. Their links are down below in the description of this video as well. But that's it. That's it for the week. Right now, we head into the weekend. We still have our Saturday Night Live show, 9 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you hop in that live stream, chat with us a little bit. It will be a subscribers-only chat, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you have an opportunity to talk with us back and forth, because that chat on Saturday Night gets absolutely crazy, and we love to hang out with the members of Headliner Nation. But hopefully you guys had a great week. We're hoping that everybody walks away this weekend with a dub in their fantasy football league, and hopefully we escape anything crazy, right? We don't need no week 3 craziness here in week 4, but looking forward to having a good time. So hopefully you guys had a great week, and we'll talk to you later.
I'm a headliner.